Hello, Beaufort. My name is Mayor Sharon Harker, and welcome to Porch Talks. In these series, I'll be sitting down with people connected to the town of Beaufort to hear their stories and their experiences as to why Beaufort means so much to them. Well, today, our first guest on Porch Talks is Lori Meehan. Now, Lori is the Marina Operations Manager for F3. And as many of you may have known, as of January 1st, the town of Beaufort is managing the docks through the Marina Management F3. And so today, as our special guest, we have Miss Lori Meehan. Now, she's been down here working in Beaufort since actually November.
Oh,
So if you give us an opportunity to share a little bit about who you are and a little bit about F3 as well.
sure. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be your first guest. Beaufort has always been one of the favorite stops for my husband and I when we would go north and south. And when we learned that this was going to be a marina that we would have the privilege to manage, we were just really excited. So my background has been owning a marina and having that be a family business. And because it was in Maryland, we could shut it down in the winter and travel south. And so from Baltimore to the Keys, this was one of our favorite stops. Our first stop coming down in 2020, December of 2020. We tied up across the way. We walked down Ann Street, and there were these little nutcrackers out on the porch that said "free, take one."
Aw.
And I still have that nutcracker to this day. But my husband and I, after selling our marina, just could not seem to get out of the marina business. He's a mobile mechanic. And then I've had the privilege of working with F3 and helping to support marinas across the country. And just very excited to be here in Beaufort for the next few months to get this marina up and running in terms of our software and our processes, but also just learn and see how things have been done in the past. And if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, that's a great segue. Plus, the docks have been managed by Mr. Hayward Week for over 40 years. So you're inheriting a docks that have been well loved by very many, and he's done an amazing job to build that empire. So with that being said, you are also an avid boater. So you are not only a marina operator manager, you're also a user. So you and your husband have brought your boat here. So how have you experienced it from that perspective?
Well, I didn't even know that this was an option when we would go north and south. We use an app called Docwa. For folks that go camping, there's a KOA app. And when we would take our fifth wheel across the country, I would just use that app and figure out what my next stop was. Well, when we started boating and traveling in the winter, we used an app, Docwa. And so Docwa was not an app being used here at this particular location, which is why I didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
But understanding now that this is where we were going to be and making that the reservation for us to be here, it is amazing. I have been on T-heads all up and down the East Coast. I get rocked and waked like you. I mean, there are just times when, breakfast is tumbling across the table and onto the floor. We've been here now for 5 weeks. And not that, I guess I should knock on wood. We have not been waked once. The docks here are so nice. The people here, the boaters are so courteous. And it's just been amazing to be on this side of the town where we've usually tied up on the other side, to be so close to all the local businesses, to have a chance to meet all of the boaters that are here for the winter. It's, I think, going to become our definitely longer than a one-night stop in the future because it just kind of feels like home.
Well, I'm glad you say that because Lori and I have been talking. I know you've expressed how much you really enjoy our town, and we would love to have you here. So Beaufort is working its magic.
Yes, it is.
Now, when I don't speak marina, a lot of people may not who watch this. So what does a successful operating marina look like in the eyes of F3 for our community?
Sure. Well, if you're not a marina person and you walk up to the marina, there might be times that you look at that and say, there's not very many boats here. But this is a transient marina. And what that means is folks are just coming in for a night or two. So they may come in at 5 o'clock at night and tie up, and by 7 o'clock the next morning, they may be gone. They may have pumped out, fueled up, and they're on to their next destination. And because that's what the vision that the town has given us, the charge, as you will, of what this should be, there might be a lot of times that you walk by and you don't see many people here. But what you are going to see in the bank account and what's already there in the first 8 days
Yes.
are thousands of dollars. And we know that using the technology that we have in place, that we're going to be able to not only keep it this very personable, you can call us on the phone, we'll get you a slip, but also have the technology behind it to support what's happening, collect those fees before anyone comes in, make sure we have their insurance information, but the slip should be full at night. So when you come down for dinner, you should see some full slips. All those boats should be floating.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
A success, correct. A successful marina means they're all floating.
Okay,
right?
that's
So
good. That's
if you're
good
not a
news.
marina person, they should be floating.
Okay.
They should be clean, and they should be welcoming. And so when you see staff that look like I do today,
I love the shirts.
and this is exactly what the staff will be wearing.
Mhm.
These hats, these shirts, and eventually the Black Panther shorts. They should be saying hello and just kind of checking in and seeing if there's anything that we can do to make your time here the best that it can be.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you gave me that information. I didn't realize floating boats were that important,
It's-
but I think it is in the scheme of
Yeah,
things.
probably.
Yeah.
Helps.
Helps. Well, we also wanted to talk a little bit about the local experience and how that's still going to be intact. I think a lot of people are concerned about how the locals are going to come down and continue to use the marina. Anything you'd like to share on that?
Absolutely. And actually, there was someone who reached out to us just yesterday with some ideas about things that we could do off season for locals. Locals take over the dock day. I thought that was an amazing idea.
Yeah.
And I shared that with the general manager that we've hired, who will be here February 16th, and he loved it. And he had even additional ideas. So we know that we want the businesses on Front Street to be frequented by those that are coming in by boat. So we've set up in Docwa the ability for them to be here for 3 hours for free. They just need to use the promo code when they make their reservation request. It'll give them those 3 hours for free, and they can come, as many nights as they want, using that promo code each night. So that's something that we've committed to, and we've committed to make sure that it will be easy for them to use, and they'll have that same experience. 7 months out of the year, this is not the busiest marina. 5 months out of the year with the Big Rock tournament, with the migration north, the migration south, it is a transient, people are coming in and going every single night marina. And that really is when the bulk of revenue will be generated. So for those other 7 months, we're offering pricing where folks can be here at just really, really discounted rates when you look at us compared to other marinas. And while they can't be here all year, those 7 months are going to be fantastic. And I'm taking advantage of 3 of them right now.
Okay, as a user,
Yes, I
am. And your boat's still floating, right?
It is.
Okay,
It is.
fantastic. Well, I love that, and I love the fact that you're able to listen to our community, so you're approachable. So one of the things that we loved about F3 is their ability to go out and actually speak to our business owners, to pull them into the experience so that they can be part of the boating community and make sure the boating community knows about them. And I know I've seen you out there personally. You've been out to several of our businesses. You're eating at our establishments, and you're making that connection. And that's something that's going to continue, I'm assuming. You want to elaborate on that?
Absolutely. So my plan and my bucket list while I'm here is to visit every single business establishment. I've checked a number of the restaurants off my list,
Okay.
but also did my Christmas shopping here in December, and so was able to see some of those storefronts and buy my gifts from North Carolina. So my grandkids are all wearing Jarrett Bay stuff, and
Okay.
just the things that were down here on Front Street. And I'm committed to continuing to do that. One of the things that's so easy about managing this marina is that I can genuinely say to people, this is going to be one of your best stops on the ICW.
Yes.
I guarantee it, because it's always been for us, and we'll make sure it continues to be moving forward. And then when you're here, maybe you only plan to stay one night, but why don't you stay two?
Right.
Because there's this really great place that I'm going to bring you some cinnamon rolls from that you might want to go up and try their coffee. Or I just had dinner at the Beaufort Grocery or at the Green Room, or I could name all of the restaurants I've been to so far. And here's what I had, and it was amazing. And so tell me what you're thinking about and what you're looking for, and we'll make sure we can connect you. But that's just the experience that I'm having right now. One of the things that we've done in terms of staffing here is we've been able to hold on to some of the staff. They've agreed to work for us. And so we have some of the same dock hands that folks are used to seeing. But we've also been able to hire an administrative manager who, while she may not know the marina side of things, and she'll learn, she knows this town inside out and backwards.
Oh.
And so she signed her agreement.
Okay.
I guess I can say who she is.
That would be a first exclusive for our Porch Talks.
Sarah Bell. Sarah Bell.
Yes.
So Sarah was working right across the street
Yes.
at the Realty office, and that position ended. The Realty office is no longer going to be there, and so she was looking for a job, and we were looking for somebody that knows this town, and she knows it really well.
She grew up here. I won't tell you how old I am right now, but Sarah, I used to babysit. But
Oh my.
yeah, she played with my children across the street, her and Sam.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I know the family very well. It's a good hire, great person.
We feel very fortunate, and let me just say, even beyond the staff that we've been able to retain, and Sarah coming in as a new hire, the folks with the town who are helping us and coming alongside us to get things done here, remodeling our office, fixing things that need some attention, are probably some of the best workers I've ever encountered. And, I'll tell you how old I am. I've been around this for 60 years.
Yeah.
And this is amazing. It's an amazing place. These are amazing people. And we're so fortunate to be partnered up with you. I can't even say enough good things about everything that I've experienced so far. So we're blessed.
We are very fortunate here, and that's a shout out to Public Works, who has been really instrumental in getting things started. All of our staff really has been very supportive of this process, and not just our staff, but our citizens too. So we have a great shout out to the BWolf committee to help get this process started. We are far ahead than we actually anticipated. We thought we were coming in behind the curve, but everything seems to be falling in line. It's because I believe we did things intentional and with the spirit of preserving our culture here in Beaufort. So we hired to fit, and I think you're going to be able to maintain that, what we're expecting from you. And we're so glad to be able to support you and make sure, because your success is our success, right? So we're really pleased about this new venture that we're going to be on, and look forward to continued success. Now, before we end today, do you want to add anything else?
I guess just to say, please come and see us. We have met so many folks from this town just by walking up and down on the boardwalk. And, when you see this shirt in this color or F3 on something, I don't normally have a hat on and my hair braided like this, so it might not look exactly the same when you see me on the boardwalk, but please come and say hi. Tell us who you are. I've heard the greatest stories of folks that have just lived their entire lives here and what it used to be like in the 70s when they would tie up their boats. And, we want to know. We want to know this town. We want to know the folks that are out there that are supporting us, or even just have maybe some encouragement or words of wisdom to share. We want to hear that. And so we're looking forward to it.
Well, we're so excited to have you on board. Thank you for being my first guest. Thank you for loving on this town, because it seems like we're giving that same energy back to you. So for all of those, please come out and support F3 Marina. Want you to come by and say hi, give them words of encouragement, and they're open to listening to great ideas from our community. And I've always stated, what makes Beaufort great is our people. So thank you for tuning in to Porch Talks Beaufort. See you next time. Now join us monthly for Porch Talks. If you want to be featured on this series, please contact the town. We have a chair sitting here waiting for you.